a house of God.
Which makes it everybody's house.
Yes, it is. But in a house, people don't yell at each other.
Yeah, but there was a lot of yelling in my house growing up. We still loved each other.
Here is Don Lemon outside of the St. Paul Church in Minneapolis. Now, the people that were praying at the St. Paul Church in Minneapolis on this Sunday were probably people all over the political map, probably all over the spiritual map and everything else. They were just Americans at church on a Sunday. Don Lemon, here he is, talking about how this mob was getting ready to get in there, an anti-ICE mob, and he's very excited.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street, you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the Civil Rights Movement was about, the Civil Rights Movement was about these very kinds of protests. And for some reason, in our modern era, people think that in order to have protests, you got to be, cordoned off to a certain area and, what time you can protest. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt.
Here is Lemon, who then basically accosted the pastor himself.
This is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But this is a house of God.
Which makes it everybody's house.
Yes, it is. But in a house, people don't yell at each other.
Yeah, but there was a lot of yelling in my house growing up. We still loved each other.
These people have come into our house and they've interrupted our worship. This is a house of peace, and we try to proclaim that. And this stirs division and rancor. And in the end, it's not helpful. Ultimately, I believe they've lost. They've emptied a house of worship. Everybody's gone home. Their point has been proven worthless. And so, in the end, I think they lose. But more importantly, if I was to break into any of their houses uninvited, cause derision and upset according to their values, I would be kicked out ultimately. It's not a good way. I feel violated. I feel interrupted. I feel angry.
May I ask you something? When you were saying if you had showed up at their house, they're saying that people are showing up at houses where they're citizens
Yes.
or without due process
Yes.
and breaking and entering the house.
Yes.
One that we saw, I've been watching from New York, with a battering ram into someone's private property, and
Yes.
there's no recourse.
Yes.
There's no, you understand what I'm saying?
This is all part of a much larger dialogue, in my opinion. On one side are people who watched a previous administration bring 12 million people in over the course of 4 years, and many of them undocumented, many of them criminals, etc. This is another administration's corrective. Now, whether you agree with the policies or procedures, I think I could actually be sympathetic to some of the things where there have been challenges to action and decency. At the same time, these are what are called targeted interventions by ICE to keep the American people safe.
If I respectfully may interject here, I've been out reporting on a lot of these, and they're not targeted. There are no warrants signed by a judge, let me finish. And they're American citizens, many of them. Most of the people that they detain don't have criminal convictions or criminal records.
I'm not going to get into the weeds.
But you should know that, though. Don't you think that's part of it?
Yes, and I could also show you many opposing sides where we're also picking up the very criminals that have put Americans in danger. And I'm not saying it's pretty. I'm not saying it's not messy. I'm not saying it couldn't be better. I'm saying this is a part of a much larger dialogue in which one administration caused a great deal of chaos and havoc and danger for American citizens, and another is trying to correct that.
Do you believe that? Why honestly,
Okay.
let me talk to you just on the facts.
You're not a journalist.
Yes, I am. I want to give you the facts.
No.
Did you know that undocumented people and immigrants commit far less crime than American citizens?
We're done here. We're done here. Where's
Then
my wife?
natural born Americans. You won't listen.
If you could ask
I'm
an
giving you the
objective
facts.
question
It
and not
is.
give me facts, I would have a conversation.
But I can respond to you.
No, we're done.
But you're not-
Did Jesus stand with the oppressed?
He doesn't want to listen to facts. That's the interesting thing about this is that they won't listen to facts.
I just
And
no.
You won't because
when you
because
pose as a journalist,
I am a
and you
journalist.
ask me
Journalists give
questions,
facts.
And then you start correcting me with facts, and don't have.
You shouldn't hear the facts.
Of course,
That
I should
most
hear
of the people
facts.
who are picked up
but
are
will you
not-
give me the
have
facts
no-
on both sides?
That is the facts on both sides.
What if parasites could be living inside your body right now, causing serious health problems without you ever realizing it? Most doctors aren't trained to look for root cause issues like this. Dr. Peter McCullough recently highlighted a case in the New England Journal of Medicine where a man went blind in one eye due to parasitic worms. Across medicine, the evidence is clear. Parasites are a real and growing threat, and not just in the third world. The wellness company's ivermectin plus mebendazole parasite cleanse is a doctor-prescribed USA compounded combination designed to help the body eliminate parasites. One cycle takes just 21 days and includes a full 90-day supply. The process is fully digital, complete an intake form, a doctor reviews it, and the cleanse arrives in about a week. Be proactive with the wellness company's parasite cleanse. Go to twc.health/Rubin and use code Rubin to save $90 off plus free shipping. That's twc.health/Rubin, code Rubin. Don Lemon, you are the worst type of self-righteous, pretend decent progressive on the planet. Like, actually, how dare you? Putting aside the legal trouble you might be in, because as I pointed out, protesting inside a place of worship is not protected speech. But putting that aside for a second, who do you think you are? That on a Sunday you can walk into a church and demand these people, the pastor and the parishioners, that they have to answer your questions? You think put aside all of this, do you think any of the people that showed up at that church on that Sunday morning, do you think they showed up because they're evil people and they hate people and they want to kick people out of the country or anything else? I don't know. It's irrelevant what their political beliefs are. They were there to pray to God. And Don Lemon, might I remind you, as a flaming homosexual, which is what you are, you might be a little more appreciative that America is a Christian country, because Christians are by far the most tolerant people on the planet, and they are offering you a place to live. If you don't like it, you can go, but there aren't that many non-Christian places that would take you.